if someone prepares and works so hard for something, whether it's a game, whether it's an exam, right? And they don't get the result that they want. What do you think that the feeling that they get from it?
So this is part of human endeavor, human learning. It's very good that you compared the World Cup with the UPSC exam. With the sense of loss or the sense of not being able to attain is similar in some ways. Here we're talking about a career in the civil services in UPSC. There we're talking about a championship, which is a World Cup. But then the mood of the nation which loves cricket is affected by whether India wins the World Cup or not. 10 out of 10 we won and we lost the 11th, which was the final. But that is the one that mattered. We could have lost 3 more earlier, but then we reached the final and could have won. So a cricket crazy nation, a football crazy nation will be affected by the loss of their team in the final or wherever. A person who is not qualifying for the UPSC exam should be prepared while preparing for success or failure. So while preparing, I'm not sure. There's no surety. There's no guarantee in life. So unpredictability is part of life. I did my best, didn't get through. I should have a plan B. I should have something which I studied very hard and I'm able to do that. I have a career which is an alternative or a backup. So the UPSC exam is the toughest exam in the world in terms of competition. 800,000 to 100 people get into the IAS. 100 people get into the IAS every year out of 8 lakh people who appear. 800 in all services. So I think it's very important for us to realize that it is possible we may not succeed. And I don't term it as a failure as such because it's a competition. It's not like you failed an exam and didn't get 35% marks or 40%. It's like you couldn't beat the competition. I think you grow from the preparation, but you have to have a plan B. This is the key. And you learn from your failure and move forward in life.
Yeah, that's true. Do you ever think about where your life is going to take you? Like, do you ever think about, I know this is getting a little bit dark, but do you ever think about death? Do you ever think about that, oh my God, in a certain amount of years, this body is going to be nothing. In a certain amount of years, I'm going to perish. Now, my soul might not perish, depending on your belief, but at a certain point, it's things are gonna end. There's an end to everything, right?
Yeah, so everyone thinks about that once in a while, but when you become spiritual, I think you realize that it's not so bad, and it's a transition, and the soul is transitioning to another level. But it's an intellectual realization until you feel it from within. But at least you have that intellectual realization. Somebody is not reading the scripture, not meditating, not following spirituality. He's scared of death more than the spiritual person. The spiritual person is less scared, but he's human or she's human. So will be scared, cannot be perfect. But there are times when I must share with you that there are times where I feel that it's okay. I mean, even if this time it's time to go, it's okay. It's fine. Because you have to surrender. Surrender is a spiritual concept. And that spiritual concept is that I'm not in charge. And again, in the autobiography of a yogi, or Yogananda says, the beam in the movie, when in olden time, this is digital now, but you still have a beam. If you look back at the operator to the screen in the movie hall, that beam is controlling the images. The images are not real. So the beam is in God's hands, not in your hand or my hand. He's watching this drama. You're an actor anyway. No, an actor on the stage of life is what we all are. And we're playing a role. And he's the director. And he's got the beam in control. So you surrender to that, destiny. But you try to make a mark in your life on the material plane or on the human plane. You do your job. The role you're assigned, you have to perform it well. You can't say that, oh, it's just a game, it's just a role. I mean, like, let me just be lazy. No, you have to do your job.